The Fey Bloodline is a really fun Bloodrager subclass that allows you to sort of jump and do lots of damage. You can also cause confusion, and it gets a free haste. So let's go over it. We start with level 1, level by level, combat tutorial, all the items you could ever need. And at level 1 we get Blood Rage. So whenever we trigger this, we gain 2 extra damage with melee weapons, improvised weapons and throwing, gain resistance to physical damage, and advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Unarmored defense, so while not wearing armor, you can add your constitution to your armor class. Fast movements, when we're not wearing heavy armor, we increase our movement speed by 3 meters. Charisma and constitution saving throw proficiencies, followed by simple weapon, martial weapon, light armor, medium armor, and shield proficiencies. And that brings us to the Fey Bloodline. Confusing critical. So while blood raging, you have advantage against enchantment effects. In addition, each time you confirm a melee critical hit while blood raging, the target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be confused. At level 12 we become immune to charm and madness. So for ability points we are going to go 16 strength, 10 dexterity, 16 constitution, 8 intelligence, 10 wisdom, 14 charisma. For proficiencies, take what you feel like. Level 2 brings Blood Sanctuary. So take advantage on saving throws against spells that you or an ally cast, and this works whether you're raging or not. Level 3 gives blood casting, so we can cast spells now while raging, as well as Leaping Charger. So leap skyward and descend upon an enemy, possibly knocking them prone. This activates the benefit of Leaping Charger. And Leaping Charger, essentially, it creates like difficult terrain around. It's awesome. We'll show this off in the combat. We also gain Fairy Fire, so we can light all targets up, and attack rolls on them will have advantage. And now we get to pick some spells. So the first one we're going to take is Thunderwave, good spell for pushing enemies off of beams, balconies, ledges, implying either full damage or just outright killing them. And then we'll follow that up with Shield, nice reactionary based spell to avoid taking damage. Level 4 brings our first feat. Now before that we gain one more spell, so let's take Magic Missile. And then for an ability improvement, we're going to take Strength up to 18. Bloodrager level 5 brings a extra attack, as well as another spell, so for this one we are going to take Witch Bolt. Level 6 brings Greater Blood Rage, so now when we enter a Blood Rage we can apply a spell as an action or a bonus action, and it will not require concentration to maintain if it needs concentration. So for example, you can do this with haste and you'll gain a free haste. You can do this with Mirror Image to boost your AC, lots of good things. Unlike with the Abyssal one, if you are going to do haste here, you get a free haste at level 12 anyway. So at that point you might want to respec and take something like Mirror Image. Blurring movement, so you become a blur of motion while blood raging. When your movement speed exceeds 15 meters, you gain 1 effect of blur, as well as knock. We gain 2 spells at this point, so we're going to take Scorching Ray, and we're going to take Misty Step. And then for a class passive, I like taking the Best Offensive. You're especially deadly when foregoing defense. When wielding a two-handed weapon or a single weapon without shield, your critical hit threshold is reduced by 1. Successful critical hits made in this state grants you an extra melee weapon attack as a bonus action, and this works even when not blood raging. So this ties in very nicely with our class abilities where we can cause confusion when we crit. Blood Rager level 7 brings Feral Instinct. You have honed your instincts to the utmost degree, a +3 bonus to initiative and can't be surprised, basically like a lesser version of Alert. We gain 1 more spell at this point, so we're going to take Mirror Image so we can boost our AC when we rage. And at level 8 we're going to take a new feat. Now a spell here, we are going to come all the way to the bottom and take Ice Knife. And then for the ability improvement, let's bump our strength up to 20 and max it out. Blood Rager level 9 brings Flight of Fancy. So activating the benefits of Leaping Charger will now apply Fairy Fire to nearby enemies unless they pass a Dex saving throw. And as you can see here, as well as Hypnotic Pattern. Now we gain 1 more spell here, so I would personally take Fireball, and I would take Lightning Bolt. Again, you could take Haste and trigger this, but if you're respeccing, it doesn't really make much sense, because you're going to get it innately anyway. Level 10 unlocks some new spells, so for this one I would personally take Shatter. And then we gain another passive, and I like Unnatural Reach. This extends your melee weapon attacks by 1 meter, sometimes that's all the difference. Blood Rager level 11 brings another spell, so for this one I personally like taking Stinking Cloud to stop enemies taking actions. And then the final level, level 12, Quickling Blood Rage. So Blood Raging, you're treated as if you are under the effects of haste, meaning you can now do this innately and then cast Mirror Image on top. We gain one more spell, and for this one you can kind of take anything at this point. Take a whole person, you could take invisibility, you could take blindness. Choice is really yours. I'd probably take invisibility. And then for a passive, we are going to take Savage Casting. So Bloodrager, you add your Constitution modifier to your spell attack rolls and spell throw DC. Also have advantage on concentration checks. And then for your final feat, you can probably guess it, but we are going to take Great Weapon Master. So when you land a critical hit or kill a target with melee weapon attack, you can make another one as a bonus action. But more importantly, you can take solid 10 extra damage on a hit for a -5 attack roll penalty. Okay, when it comes to equipment, we use Savrok's Horned Helmet. So we're getting Dark Vision up to 3 meters, or 15 if you already have it. More importantly, reduce the critical number to hit by 1, so it's now only 18. We also cannot be frightened or altered with emotion altering conditions, and a Constitution saving throw +1. We're going to take the Cindermoth Cloak, so if an enemy hits us within melee range of 2 meters, they'll take burning. The Blackguard Grease gives us Long Strider and Athletics +1. The Armour of Agility, ideally you can use any medium armour, this is just the first one I picked up. We're not going to be benefiting from exotic materials, which is why I say any medium armour. Essentially just whatever's got the highest AC. If you've got really good clothing or robes, you can wear that instead and add your con onto that. We're going to take the Helldust Gloves, so +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and spell save DC, and our weapon attacks will do an additional 1 to 6 fire damage. We're going to take the Ring of Regeneration, so at the beginning of your turn, it will activate to heal you for 1 to 4 hit points. The Killer Sweetheart, so if we kill a creature, our next hit will be a guaranteed critical once per rest, or long rest I should say. The Amulet of Baal, so on a hit will inflict bleeding upon targets that have maximum hit points, really beneficial when you've got haste as well. And then for a weapon, the Sword of Chaos, my favourite two-handed weapon in the game. And every time you hit with this, you'll regain 1 to 6 hit points on yourself. So that is the build, let's go check it out. Okay, as you can see we're in the combat and we're pretty high up the turn order. So first things first, let's Blood Rage. Now this gives us the benefit of being able to cast our Mirror Image. As you'll see we already have Quickling Blood Rage on the left hand side. So not only do we have our Quickling Blood Rage, we've also got a Mirror Image to protect ourselves. And now we can do a Leaping Charger. So let's target the enemy just in front of us here to show it off. And you see we've also now triggered the Fairy Fire, and then from here we can just throw out our attacks. And a massive crit to start with, and if we can close the distance here. I hate this part of the game because the thing's always in the way. There you go, we can come over here, we will do a crit on the Barbarian here. And there you go, not only have they got bleeding, unfortunately they didn't make their save, so they are confused as well. And again, we can then target this one, cause more bleeding, and thanks to between the difference of having the Mirror Image, of having the blood movement, we've also got the haste, as well as the bleed effects. You can stack so many things together with this. And thanks to the Fairy Fire, it's easy to just do things and land your attacks like that. You'll see enemy is still confused and took 2 damage. And then they took 2 bleed damage as well. And this is really the bulk of this. Now what's really cool is, for example, you could do a spell. So we could do a Raise of Fire. Do 2 on the enemy here. Or in fact, we'll do all 3 on the enemy here. Take the enemy out of range. But because of our Quick and Haste, we're still able to follow up with main attacks like this. And then thanks to Great Weapon Master, we have the ability, if we've got the reach, which we do, we can come up here, thanks to unarmored movement, and we can spread bleed with our bonus action onto this enemy as well. Just like that. And you see, we still got our mirror images going, we still got our haste going. It's incredible. And there you go, mirror image helping us out there. Now what's really good about this is if we just come over the ridge here, we can throw out, let's say we'll do a Scorching Ray at level 3. We'll target this enemy here. We have all 3 rays. We cause the bleeding on them. So the bleed from our Amulet Bowl will also work with our weapons. So we've used a free, just getting extra damage on them with our bleed, and then we've managed to kill them off, which means we can then follow back in here And again, thanks to Great Weapon Master, we can throw out 5th attack. And again, Mirror Image doing what it's supposed to. And we've taken no damage at all this combat. And we can just pump out the attacks, one after the other. Just like that. And what you'll see is there's no lethargic either after the quickened haste ended. So this build is incredible for things like that. It's so powerful. Now one thing to note, you'll see we've used one of us, or 2 of our spell slots, and we've used one of our rages. If we short rest,
enough to keep us going.
We don't get any back.
For now.
So bear that in mind. But as you can see, this is just such a great frontline spellcasting melee build that you can apply. So I really hope you have enjoyed this build guide to the Fey Bloodline Bloodrager. If you have, please drop this a like, it helps me amazingly, and let me know in the comments what you've changed, other abilities, spells, items, all that fun stuff. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for more. I've got more guides to Baldur's Gate, to Oblivion, to Path of Exile, to Dragon Age, all the amazing RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.